J.A. Jones. I'm glad you're back. I take very seriously what I'm doing and the platform that God has given me to share with you things that will enhance your life, make your life better relationally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, socially, in every way. I'm talking to you on this last part, this third part, about G.A.P. God answers prayer. You may have figured it out, but I want you to understand how God answers prayer. So the last part of G.A.P is P, which is prayer. Prayer is a dialogue between you and God. That's all it is. It's a conversation that you have with God, but it's important in this conversation, in the prayer, in the petition, that you talk less and you listen more. One principle said, be swift to hear and slow to speak. It's so important for you to understand that God will speak to you. Matter of fact, Paul said in the scripture in the book of Corinthians, he went to God three times, and God said that his grace was sufficient. Paul had a problem, could have been a physical problem, or whatever it was. He went to God, but God did answer Paul. Yes, he did. God may say yes, he may say no, he may say wait, he may say go forward. He may use a person to speak to you to bring the answers to your prayer. A person that is teaching or preaching the word. A person that comes to your home or comes to the store and meets you there, comes, wherever you are in the community. You just never know how your answers are going to come. But one thing I do know, G.A.P does happen. Do you know G.A.P? God answers prayer. So in this dialogue with God, you're talking to God and you're listening. So it's important for you to understand that. Now, I have some things written down I want to share with you before we close. One scripture says in 1 Thessalonians, another principle, chapter 5, pray without ceasing. That means have a mindset or be conscious of God as much as possible. Instead of being self-conscious, you're conscious of God. You're conscious of what he has for something for you to do or what he wants you to do. You're not focused on self, you're focused on God. And your attitude always should be to pray about everything and worry about nothing. Now, I know it's not easy not to worry. Sometimes it's easy to worry, but don't worry. Pray about it. Give it to God. It's not how you feel, it's who you know. That's why prayer is important in G.A.P. As God fill the void in your life, because you have a void and only God can fill the void, a person can't, a thing cannot, drugs can't, money can't do it, power can't do it, but God fills the void, and you need to allow G.A.P to happen in your life. Do you know G.A.P? Do you know God answers prayer? I hope you do. Now, Daniel prayed, yet he got in trouble, but he was a praying man, and God delivered him. See, God answered Daniel in the midst of his problem, in the midst of his persecution. Because he may not come when you want him, but he's always on time. You could be going through family problems, relational situation, financial, it doesn't make a difference, or emotional or physical. God answers prayer. One scripture says, I've written down in the book of James, I have it here, it says, effectual fervent prayer of people that are righteous will avail much. If you're in a good relationship with God, I guarantee you, you will, or you surely will know G.A.P. God answers prayer. Now, my prayer for you today and throughout these 3 series, God was the first video, answers was the second one, and now this one, prayer. Talk to God, and I guarantee he will come through. Be sincere, be honest, and I know you will hear God one way or another. Know that God answers prayer. I hope you know G.A.P. I'll see you the next time. My prayer for you is that God's grace and peace be multiplied to you. Think about it.